Hello everyone, this is class 25 on income tax for BCom 5th semester students, and in today's class we are going to solve one case study on residential status. I'll read out the case study. Indian citizen and businessman Mr. Shah, who resides in Jaipur, went to America for employment purpose on 1/8/2019 and he's come back to India on 10/11/2020. He has never been out of India in the past. You are given two cases. First case is determine residential status of Mr. Shah for the assessment year 2021, and case 2 is will your answer be different if he had gone on a leisure trip? Before we move on to solve this sum, let us first revise the basic things that we have learnt in the previous classes. To find out residential status of any individual, we are required to check basic conditions as well as additional conditions. And there are two basic conditions and two additional conditions to be checked to find out the residential status of any individual. The first basic condition is a person has been in India for minimum 182 days out of 365 days in the previous year. That means he has been there in India at least for 182 days in the previous year. And the second basic condition is he has been there in India for 60 days in the previous year plus 365 days in 4 preceding previous years. In case of additional conditions, there are two. First additional condition is a person has been resident for at least 2 years out of 10 preceding previous years, and additional condition number 2 says that a person has been in India at least for 730 days out of 7 preceding previous years. These conditions we check for normal people, those who go out of India for some casual reasons and arrive back to India after some days, or those who are foreign citizens who come to India to visit for some days and go back to their countries. Two special situations we had studied in the previous classes. One is if a person goes out of India for the purpose of employment, that is for the sake of job. Second is if the person goes out of India for the sake of or as a member of Indian ship as a crew member. In these two situations, basic condition number 1 is applicable and basic condition number 2 need not be checked. Therefore, remember one most important thing: if a person goes out of India for the sake of employment, or if he goes out of India as a member of Indian ship, in these two situations only basic condition number 1 has to be fulfilled and basic condition number 2 is not applicable or need not be checked. And additional conditions, as usual, both the additional conditions are applicable. In the sum you are given that Mr. Shah, who resides in Jaipur, went to America for the purpose of employment. So if he goes for the purpose of employment, we are checking only first basic condition and we are not checking the second basic condition. Therefore, let us understand these two cases. First, determine residential status of Mr. Shah for the assessment year 2021 if he goes for the purpose of employment. Let us solve the sum. If he leaves India for the purpose of employment, we are checking only basic condition number 1, that is whether he has been there in India for 182 days or no. Here, in the month of April, he has stayed in India for 30 days. In the month of May, he has stayed in India for 31 days. In the month of June, 30 days. In the month of July, 31 days. And in the month of August, he has stayed for 31 days. Just make the correction. In the month of August, he has stayed in India only for 1 day. I will tell you how have I calculated this 123 days in the previous year. Mr. Shah has left India when? On 1/8/2019, that means on 1st August 2019, he's left India for the first time. That means before 1st August, all the previous months and all the previous years he was there in India. Our previous year starts on 1st April. April, May, June and July month he was there in India, and August he is left on 1st August. That means the day of leaving India is counted as number of days stay in India itself. Therefore, in the month of August we have counted 1 day. As Mr. Shah has left India on 1st August 2019, all the previous months starting from April to 1st August he was there in India. Therefore, in the month of April he has stayed in India for 30 days, May 31 days, June 30 days, July 31 days, August we have counted 1 day, that is 1st August he left India, and while studying condition to calculate number of days stay in India, we have seen that the number of leaving and the day of arriving is also counted. Therefore, 1st August, the day of leaving is also counted here. And he's come back to India on 10/11/2020. Our previous year ends on 31st March 2020, but he is arrived when? In the month of November. So, no other months are required to be added here. He has stayed in total for 123 days in the previous year. And as he has left India for the sake of employment, we are checking only basic condition number 1. So whether has he stayed in India for 182 days? No. He has stayed in India only for 123 days, which is less than 182 days. Therefore, he does not fulfill basic condition number 1. And basic condition number 2, we are not going to check as he is left India for the purpose of employment. So you can see here, although he satisfied the basic condition number 2, basic condition number 2 is not applicable because he leaves India for the purpose of employment. And if any person fails to fulfill the basic condition itself is known as non-resident in India, as he fails to fulfill the basic condition itself. Case 2. Instead of he going out of India for the purpose of employment, if he had gone for a leisure trip, what will be his residential status? So solution for B is if he had gone for a leisure trip, not for the employment but just for the trip. In that case, this is a casual reason wherein we can check both basic as well as additional conditions. So first basic condition, stay in India for 182 days or more. In the previous year, he has not fulfilled. But the second basic condition, that is stay in India for 60 days in the previous year and 365 days in 4 preceding previous year is fulfilled. Therefore, he is a resident in India. Now, whether to know he is ordinarily resident or not ordinarily resident, we have to check the additional conditions. First additional condition is resident in India for 2 previous years out of 10 preceding previous years. In the sum, it is mentioned that he leaves India for the first time. That means in the past he has not been out of India. That means he was a resident for all the previous years in the India. Therefore, he fulfills additional condition number 1. Additional condition number 2 is he has also stayed in India for 730 days or more out of 7 preceding previous years. So he has fulfilled one basic condition, that is basic condition number 2, plus he has fulfilled both the additional condition. Therefore, in second case, he is ordinarily resident in India. So this is the case study that you have studied in today's class, wherein you are given a situation when Mr. Shah is gone out of India is given to you, when is he come back is given to you, but two different cases are given. In first case, you are said that determine his residential status if he is gone out of India for the purpose of employment. Here the purpose of employment is mentioned. And in second case, instead of employment, if he had gone for the leisure trip, what would be the residential status? So for the same sum, but for two different cases, our answer differs. That is, in first situation, if he is gone out for the purpose of employment, he is non-resident in India. But taking the same problem into consideration, if he is gone out of India for a leisure trip, then he is ordinarily resident in India. Therefore, whenever you are solving the sum, it is very important for you to pay attention at the cases that are given to you in the question. So understanding the case and implementing it while solving the sum makes very much difference. So I hope you have understood today's sum. Next class also we are going to solve some case studies on incidence of tax and residential status only.